Welcome everybody, delighted to welcome you to Geneva, welcome to Switzerland as we get set for one of the highlights of the season, the big indoor arena here at CHI de Genève. It is set to bring together some of the best driving talent from around the world, and we are looking forward to what is the fifth leg of the FEI Driving World Cup season. Welcome along, and delighted to have you with us live this afternoon on FEI TV. Wherever you're joining us, you are very welcome to be here. We have seen some quite simply brilliant driving so far this season, when we started in Lyon, Maastricht, Stuttgart, and more recently in Sweden, in Stockholm. And it's not all been the way you might expect, despite the fact that Boyd XL, who is here this year in Geneva, has won two. He hasn't won all of them. He was beaten last time out by a man that is having a quite brilliant year in the form of Dries de Rijk, the Belgian driver who is very much on form. Although it's his turn to sit one out, because of course they all play over an even number of rounds in terms of scoring points. But Boyd, who actually wasn't here in Geneva last year, made sure he was this year. We, though, do have the man that beat him to the World Cup title in Bordeaux this season in the form of Bram Chardon. There'll be a lot of attention on the world number 3, Jérôme Voutaz. He last year went very well here, but he's also been in good form this season, where he's already had 2 seconds in Lyon and in Stuttgart. Fredrik Pedersen from Sweden. There's your man Boyd XL, the world number 1. Kuster also on good form, and we'll look to see how George von Steen gets on here this evening as well. There's the course designer, Michael Meyer, and when you build a track in this arena, you really get to play, because the size of it is quite something. I think it is the biggest of all of those. I mean, certainly Stuttgart is quite a large arena, but it's a lot bigger than, for instance, Maastricht is. And, well, as you can see, the two marathons, there's the speed box in the middle, there's the water splash down there as well. And when you think back over 12 months, it was the man in green that came out on top, and then of course went on to win the World Cup final as well. Bram Chardon beating the man in form this season, Dries de Rijk, and then Kuster finishing in third. That was the 1-2-3, both in the initial drive and in the World Cup points paying round, which will come tomorrow, and that getting underway at 11:30 tomorrow morning. Will he do it again? We will wait to see. But of course, they need to get themselves all lined up and qualified in the right order for the go tomorrow. That comes out of the result from today. All of the drivers today, the opportunity to come back in that drive off. Christmas is coming this week for the drivers. They're here in Geneva. Next week, they're off to London. And then between Christmas and New Year, they land in Belgium, in Mechelen. It is full throttle and a very busy part of the FEI Driving World Cup season. Let's build up and enjoy the show opening. Here we are set for Geneva. There's the famous marathon obstacles ready and waiting, and as the lights come up, you'll see the course out there. Everything from the bank, the up and over, to the down and under, the splish splash splosh of heading through that Lake de Geneva, and a miniature version of course. The obstacles as well, the marathon obstacles, with the way it lays out. I mean, that's one of the things you get so used to seeing the marathon obstacles at one end of the arena or the other. And of course, they're both down there sat next to each other, which again just adds so many different facets to the way that this course comes together over perhaps what we've seen so far on the FEI Driving World Cup season. But as it stands at the moment, the man that tops the league table, looking to qualify for Bordeaux in February, is Boyd Excel. He has the total of 27 on the board, ahead of Deuce de Griek, who has 20, but he's only scored twice compared to Boyd's 3. Jérôme Vutaz sitting in third, ahead of Anne-Marie Mir, the German driver, who was third last time out in Stockholm. And then it's Glenn Geertz and Ijsbrand Chardon ahead of Ram Chardon. But Ram has only actually scored once so far. Well, that is the man that actually will be the last out in today's opening drive. George von Steen for Germany. Kappa, Desperado, Liabella and Playboy are the team, joined by Custaronda, Maestro Zeta, Freddy, Favri, Allegro Futano and Kibi. First time these horses have been able to come in and get a little nose round. They're going to make the most of it. I mean, you can give them a chance to get their hooves a little bit wet at least before they go through. They're not used to going through water, but nevertheless. Well, also out there is Boyd Excel. There he is, the world number one. He's brought Banyot Barney, Katie de Duchess and Mad Max as his team of 4 for today. Fredrik Persson for Sweden. Maestro 51, Maestro, that again. Metoso, Mano and Neptune sit in Stockholm in his home drive last time round. Looking out for the lean green flying machine in a moment. He'll be out there somewhere. The one that won it last year. Graham Chardon will be, I would think, coming in and getting a little look round. There he is in the middle with his team of greys. Conversano, Marla, Favori, Faro, Favori 15 and Scilavi, Capriola, says Marfo. Which leaves us, of course, just one more to come in, which will be the hometown favourite, the Swiss driver, the world number 3. Jérôme Vutaz with Belle du Pipier, Leon Lune de la Ville Fontaine and Nora de la Pilar. There he is in the middle, all dressed in red. He's already had 2 second places this year. Getting a really big welcome from the crowd. So the others will make their way out. They'll be back. We'll hang on to Jérôme, I would have thought, because he's going to be going first. Now, one of the things you'll notice they do here is the drivers are mic'd up. So, with a little bit of luck, when they get in to those marathon obstacles where they real combination of gates, we should be able to hear them, and I think that's a fascinating opportunity, because I say time and time again, you know, we see the driver at the end of the reins, but the voice is such a key command, and the understanding, the tonal understanding that the horses have for the drivers is quite something. They can really understand and listen out for their calls, and they respond. Well, we're going to get our head round this course. It's a long one, that's for sure. As I say, it's up, down, twist and turn, around you go. There's the up and over, there's the through the water, the speed box, the marathon obstacles, and plenty more besides. But it really is going to be a flat-out race from start to finish. The opening drive for the FEI Driving World Cup here in Geneva for 2024. Here we go with the world number 3, Jerome Boutaz, to kick it off. All of them get the chance to come back in the second drive, but they're going to have to add on the time. So let's see how the first one goes. We'll talk about number 2 when we get there. Here we are through the first over on the far side. Then it's up to the top through 2. And now we begin the turn. The S-bend. 4 brings you into the marathon quite quickly. That is A. The loop just drifting a little bit, but needs to, because we've got to get wide enough to come back through the bottom end here at B. Now up and out, immediately back, turn. See the navigator on the back, the footstep behind, just bouncing around to try and give an extra inch here or there. That is D. And then he's got to get back to E. There's E, just trying to wiggle his way out, because then you're going to turn left-handed back to F. And he's made a cracking job of the opening of this drive, despite the fact he has 4 seconds to add. So now we go through the splash for the first time. Back out of there. Double cones next at the top, and then we come to the speed box. Laid out in the middle. Choose your direction. You can go in on the left and turn to the right. You can go in on the right and turn to the left. He's going to go in on the left, swings to the right, comes out of there, down to the far end. He's found himself a little wiggle room. Through 9. He's still keeping it to just the 4 seconds. He's doing a tremendous job in front of his home crowd, but now we go again. Second set of marathon obstacles. So B out the way. That's the hook back into C. Now he's got a... This is D, where the horses are now. The leaders come through. And this is E. Look at that for a little bit of twist. A real case of the quick step. That is F. Oh, has he nudged it again? I think he might have just gone away with it, but at the moment it is just the 4 seconds, and now we run all the way. It is a long old pull to the finish. They had to head back through the water for the second time. Bouncing down, bouncing up through the gate at 12. Now they've got to come back. Now you see those cones between the marathon obstacles just here. This is 30. Really interesting line to get to that. Now we go to the up and over. Up the mound and down again. 14 sits neatly on top, and he's neat and tidy through there, which means there's just one more gate to go for the Swiss star. Jerome Boutaz to set the standard. 165.48, but it is 4 seconds to add, which becomes a total of 169.48. But I think that was a really strong effort to kick things off here in Geneva. Always hard to gauge when you're the first to go, but let's be fair, he didn't look to do much wrong, and he kept momentum. When speed is the defining factor in a result, momentum is all important. Great effort from Jerome here tonight to set the standard. It was inevitable, a little bit of disappointment last year, but he couldn't get himself into that final drive-off. Can he do it this year? Du Pipe, Leon, Lune de la Villefontaine and Nora de la Pielle. Man on the back, working hard to try and just, as I say, bounce things over the final inch to the left or the final inch to the right, depending on where the turn comes. There's the support team. It isn't just the three of them out there. Look at the size of the team all cheering behind them. Well, he won it right here 12 months ago. He went on to take the World Cup final for the third time in his career. The world number 7, Bram Chardon, the Dutch star. It is time for this mean green flying machine to pick up the pace. What is he able to do? He knows he's got not only to put a time up that can perhaps beat Jerome, but he wants to be able to try and fend off his great rival, Boyd Excel, who's still to come a little later. We're already with the clock tick, tick, ticking as we go again. The course staying the same over all the drives, bar an obstacle in the marathon gates in the drive off today. There is an inevitability the times will tumble the more experienced they get round this track. B leaders through C. A beautiful figure of 8 in this wonderful sand as he goes back through D, then through E. Almost a little confusion from the offside. That is safe and sound. He's out through F, and more importantly, he leaves the first set of marathon obstacles with nothing to add as he heads to the water. Pushing on, keeping it clean and tidy as he comes now to the speed box. Drifting their way round to the right. And now we can think about the marathon. Here we go. A. B. Tightest of turns, C. Now get a little bit of wiggle left and right through D, back in through E. And finally through F. He's off and running now. He has picked up a 4 penalty score. There's still a lot of driving to come here. The way this course lays out, you get out, somehow got away with that, but you get out of the marathon obstacles and there's still a long way to go, and at the moment he's still just keeping the horses slightly tempered. He hasn't really taken the brakes off completely. There's more gears there if he needs it, but at the moment he's just trying to learn his way through this. He's going to be slower. He's going to be a lot slower. Bram Chardon for the Netherlands, 176.56 as he crosses the line. Of course, +4 to give us that final time of 180.56 for Bram Chardon, with the 4 seconds added in, but that puts him 11 seconds behind the drive of Jerome Boutaz. And you could look at it one of two ways. Either it shows just how fast Jerome was, or Bram was missing something. It just always looked like he was holding back. Today is not the day the points get paid out. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the one you've got to win if you want to really maximise your chances of qualification. Two have gone, 4 to go. Time to beat 169.48, and now for Sweden, of course, exactly where we were with the FEI Driving World Cup just 2 weeks ago, because it was the round at the Swedish International Horse Show in Stockholm. Now The man that finished sixth there is Frederick Pearson. Here with Masatoso Gaeta, Masatoso Mano and Neptune. What can he do? Right, down 3-3. Again, another beautiful team of grey horses here. A little bit of miscommunication, but he got there. Sliding out and in. That is there for the first set of gates, is out of the way, and it's all clear at the moment for the flying Swedish driver Frederick Pearson. Leaders just having a little look down before they took their feet and got them wet. Again, this just looking slower. But maybe we will see what happens. It's just all about the momentum. You just don't want the horses to get confused or misjudge, not only for the sake of adding seconds, but the moment you get them slightly out of rhythm, that's definitely four. Catching that with the left-hand side. 8 seconds to add. An expensive few marathon obstacles there. Swinging round, back towards the splash. The line now all the way home. 185.6. He's not quite going to better, is he? Graham's time either. He's heading towards third. Frederick Pearson, Sweden, 182.96. But it is +8, therefore 190.96 and into third. Nothing changing. Still the man from the front lead, Jerome Boutaz, 169.48. None of them have at the moment managed to drive it clean and clear. But there are still 3 to go. 1 for Australia, 1 for the Netherlands, and 1 for Germany. But it is the Swiss that lead. This week, we, of course, saw in the eventing the other day, and he's in fact here in the show jumping, Mikel Young. I describe Mikel as perhaps the greatest event rider to have graced the sport. I think it would only be fair to describe this man as the greatest driver to have ever graced the sport. Boyd itself, the man from Australia, the man from down under, the world #1. What is he able to do? Is he setting up for another masterclass tonight? Here we go with Banyot Barney, Katie de Duchess and Mad Max. They work as a unit, these four, so well trained. Boyd already putting a bit of drift in. There's the control. You saw the weight. He just sat them back. Back through B. It's been a fierce battle this year. The one time he comes up against Greek in Stockholm last time out, it was Boyd that had to settle for second. He's not used to that. But he's kept it nice and clean, and now he's going. There'll be no delay on the way in. The horse is pulling him out and onwards. Round and round, safe and sound. Now he moves on. Is he going to get on the second set of obstacles? There's the turn back through C. Brilliantly done. Look at how quick his hands are, so gentle with every single bit of movement on the reins. Still about keeping your horses balanced. Just because they're driving horses, they've still got to be balanced, and balanced they were as he comes round now through 11 back to the water. This is all about speed and accuracy now. And look how fast they go. He's happy to take the longer route and keep the momentum. It's going to be tight. He's not going to have a lot of spare time here. I think he's still got enough to get into the lead. But 162.29, it is good enough. And all important as well, it's a nice, clean, clear round from Boyd Excel. 162.29. And you have to say that, in a way, puts Jerome Vitaz's round into some level of perspectiveness, because Jerome went round at 165.48. Okay, he had 4 seconds added on, so it's now 169. So Boyd obviously has quite a lead. But it shows the speed the Swiss driver went. When Boyd Excel on his first attack delivers a time only 3 seconds faster. 2 more to go, but at the moment Boyd looking good. So next to go, it's the Dutch driver Kusteronda, second behind Boyd in Maastricht this year. He was also third behind Boyd and sorry, he was fourth, my apologies, behind Boyd, Jerome and Eisbrand in Stuttgart. The Dutch challenge is ready to go. Matoso, Zenza, Freddy, Favori, Allegra, Tara and Kibi. It is a beautiful sound listening to these horses galloping across this arena. And they can hear just the tingle of the harness rattling away the traces. To judge at the moment, but he won't be far off the similar sort of time there to Boyd. Kusteronda is flying along very early. This is such a long track. It's only a third of the way round, really. Comes out of there at 84. Horses still just a little unsure. They get. It's always a bit harder when you've got to cut back through the marathon obstacles as well, because you're actually at this point, like there, you saw it. Okay, now they're in for the twists and turns, and of course the horses know at that point. They're so well trained, they know when they reach these moments they've got to slow down. So when you're trying to cut a line to get to the next set of cones, which is part of the speed element, you automatically see the horses back off when they come towards those blocks. Part of what they've got to overcome. And at the moment, he is doing an absolutely cracking performance here. Wow, what a drive this is at the moment from Kusteronda. The Dutch star putting all sorts of pressure. Oh, how did he get away? He didn't get away, that's why. Four seconds to add, and how much is that going to cost him? Up and down the hill. Where's he going to stop the clock? 4 seconds to get at it in. It was a moment towards the back end of the track where it all just got a little harder. 172.60 becomes 176.60, but it was at the moment good enough to go into third. He is behind Jerome Boutaz and Boyd Excel, but he is ahead of Ram Chardon and Frederick Pearson. There is one more to go before we go into the drive-off tonight. Started so well, he just lost out a little bit late on in the course. They were happy to come through that way round, weren't they? And that was the bit I was on about, because there's the moment when you're going for gate 9, you come out of the box in the middle, the speed box, and they're using a line that takes them through the marathon obstacles at 4, which obviously they're entitled to do. You just see the horses backing down a little bit there. They want to slow down when you actually don't want them to. Right, who is going to have the advantage going into the drive-off? Well, number 8, Germany's challenge tonight is George Van Steen. Can he place his way up the order with his team of 4? We'll find out over the next 2 minutes. This is Camper, Desperado, Liabella and Playboy. Right, the clock gets ticking and we go racing. Back through B, keeping the line relatively tidy, but he has got 4 seconds to add. He goes back through E, and then through F. That final gate F won't be there. Take E out for the drive-off tonight, not F. We'll come back to that. Right, keep pushing. So just 4 at the moment. All the drivers that have been bar 1 have ended up with penalties so far. Now it's a total of 8. to the right. They've all chosen that line. Now, which way does he go from here? He stays top side of the obstacles. Horse is confident through the double cones and into the marathon section for the second time. Again, losing a little bit of momentum, but at the moment he's got 12 seconds to add as well. Now he needs to pick up the pace. He needs to find something. Great control over the speed bump coming out now. He's on this very long run, one end of the arena here in Geneva to the other. Heads to the hills, down the other side. Where's he going to be? It is though 12 to add, 177.24. Comes at 189.24 with the 12 seconds added. He was actually faster in his actual drive. I mean, if it hadn't been for the penalties, of course, as is always the case, if it hadn't been for the penalties, but his ultimate pace, 177.24, in comparison, was actually less than 1 second off the ultimate pace of Bram Chardon, and would have been only a few, like 5 seconds behind Custeronde, who was still quicker than the ultimate pace of Frederick Pearson. So I think that was strange to say when he's had penalties, and of course it's pushed him down the order, but actually it was one of his faster drives. I'm sure that Matt Cohn will be feeling too happy after getting squashed quite that way. But it does mean at the halfway mark of this FEI Driving World Cup presented by the International Institute de Nancy is currently led by that man from Australia, the world number one, halfway through round one tonight, the qualifying round for the World Cup round here tomorrow. Let's order as it stands and bring you up the times. 162.29 for it. Sarah Jerome Boutaz, 169.48. And then it's Custeronde, Bram Chardon, George von Steen and Frederick Pearson. That is the 6 at the moment. What happens next? We will find out, because there is a drive-off coming our way. We're going to see them all come back and add to those times. The race continues here at CHI de Genève for this FEI Driving World Cup Series. We're going to take just a little pause, as the drivers do as well with their horses, before we get to see them come back and do it all again. We'll be back in a moment. Well, here's the order for the drive-off. The start list for this competition sees Frederick Pearson as the slowest qualifier, going first all the way through to Boyd Excel. Interesting how they've almost lined up in world ranking order, because Ronda has had a very good drive to push himself up. So, Boyd Excel in pole. Jerome will be seeing if he can push him hard, though. That would be quite some story tonight if he could put one over on the world number one. Keep your eye on Bram Chardon coming back into this. He looked a little bit out of sorts. Bram, such an outstanding driver, but he never quite looked in top gear. Whether that changes, whether he's waiting till tomorrow, I wouldn't think that's the case. Normally these drivers are pretty committed from the start. He has been comprehensively outpaced by Koos, Jerome and Boyd here this evening. But we'll see what happens. In a weird way, with Bram, I mean, tomorrow, we only get the Tomorrow we only get the top three go through to the drive-off. And with the way Bram has been driven this evening, I think he might be pushing his luck to get into that tomorrow, because the others could now outdrive him. And he'll know he needs to get in because he needs the points. So does Jerome, so does Koos. Maybe Boyd, not as much as the others, but it simply is, though, things can turn in a second in this sport, really can. And 1 minute you're flying along, all is going in your direction. The next minute a gate or two has gone, you're 8 seconds down, and there's nothing you can do. So, just all going to take a breather. The start list is set. The order is nearly ready to go for the drive-off of the first competition of the FEI Driving World Cup here at CHI de Geneva. So we're under starters orders, and here we go. Now, there are a couple of little changes, only minor ones. There always are in the opening drive-off for competition one. It will not be the case tomorrow. Tomorrow they'll do the whole course again. The changes are this. In the first set of marathon obstacles, they have taken out the letter E, so they go straight from D to F. It basically means doing a loop-the-loop 360-degree turn. And in the second set of driving obstacles, they've taken out F, the final part. So once they finish in there, they can just keep pushing, because he actually takes them straight out of the obstacles in the direction they're looking to go. It's tough to get into the World Cup series. You've got to be in the top 10, really, from the summer to make it this far. The World Cup is exclusive in its qualification, and then it's even more exclusive to get to the final. But you need new drivers, new nations, and Frederick Pearson is pushing now for Sweden, trying to make a point after his performance in Stockholm. Can he find his way up the order at all this evening? And now if you look on the right hand side, the clock already counting up, and that is adding on to the drive time from his first drive, and it started therefore at 190.96. So there we have it. He looped back, he got through, and on he goes, straight towards the water splash. This horse is certainly accustomed to a little bit of water like that. You're going to see them driving across the country outside. Here we go. Now we go to the right, we go to the left to swing to the right. Again, staying top side of the obstacles. Important as well for Frederick at the moment. He's got nothing to add. Right, here we go. Remember, there is no F. Once he's through here, he can go. The horses were thinking they still had another turn, but they don't. Now we go. Push on, Frederick. It's a very tidy drive so far. Up and down, and at the moment he's got nothing to add in this second drive for a man that picked up 8 on his first drive. Clear all the way to the finish. 353.33. This is what I think I saw. Well done to him. So he went round this part of the track at 162.37 and ended up at a time of 3:53. So many times. But he had a good time. Impressed the fact he kept it clean. Do that, others will make mistakes. You will benefit. 4 seconds, what is a reasonable size penalty? You end up with 2 down, 8 seconds starts to become quite a challenge to overcome, and if you end up having 3, it's almost impossible to come back from. Next up is Germany. George von Steen. You're here with Kappa, Desperado, Leopella, a Playboy. Germany on a charge. He started the clock at 189.24. Now the team, look at them beginning to work together, and the confidence is starting to come. There's the loop back to the final finish in that set of gates at F. Now we go out of the gates, and he could ask them to pick up the pace once more. A little bit of a misline as he got away with that. I don't know that he did, but yeah, no, it is 4 to add. Suddenly he might become vulnerable to the likes of Frederick moving up. It's important where you finish. It sets the start order for tomorrow. It at the moment to just the 4, but he gets awfully close on the right hand side. There is not a millimetre to spare. Just lost the rhythm slightly. Just have to take them a little bit out of their stride. He's just trying to get that control back. And it's those moments that you'll notice when we see the likes of Boyd Excel a little bit later, when they're coming out of those slow obstacles, the additional pace and acceleration that some of the horses have over others. Two more gates to go. He's not wasting any time. He's got 8 seconds coming his way. .346.40. Came 3:54.40 or 50. 6. Good effort. I mean, his actual drive time was pretty close to that of Fredericks. Now, what is this man going to do here? He's a long way off the pace in terms of his actual times. 180.56 is where the clock will start. And there's 4 seconds added in. Boyd's time is 18 seconds faster. I'm not saying that Bram Chardon is going to try and beat Boyd here today, but he won't want to be in the middle of the pack tomorrow. He'll want to be towards the end. Bram Chardon for the Netherlands gets driving. This crowd very much behind him. Just drifting a little bit off. And again, I know they've got to come round here, but you're adding a stride. It's the same as in jumping. You're adding time. And he's already added time by giving that gate a nudge. Certainly got the team in a slightly stronger tempo. They're working together a lot better on this drive, even with the 4 seconds added on. Himself out of a little bit of bother there. He's managed to recover it. Now the beat picking up, opening up that outside rein as they come round the corner. Oh, what's happened here? The clock has stopped as the bell has gone for the reason that the course needed some level of repair, and then they'll start him again in the same place. They'll give him a run-up, and the clock will start where it was stopped. Far from ideal, although he'll be one of the more experienced drivers. He can deal with that sort of moment. And look at that, he's used it to his advantage, because he's cut the corner right off. What a clever little bit of driving there from Bram Chardon. Because he wasn't as committed as he was when he was galloping. He's just used it as a sneaky little turn up the inside to cut some time. 3:29.25 becomes 3:37.25. So for the moment he leads the way. 1:48.69 is where he was the time he took round this course. Sneaky on the restart though. He did nothing wrong, but you know, you've got to be able to think like that when you're competing. I don't think he'd have hooked the turn when he had the pace, but because all the pace had come out, there was no reason for him not to try. Is it enough to push him back into the top three tonight? A much better drive this time round. Well, we move on now to the top three from the opening drive. And the first of those is the other Dutch driver, Kusteronde. Off we go with the clock starting at 176.60. He had a 4-second advantage over Bram Chardon. Can he make it pay? Remember, Bram did pick up those additional 8 penalties in his drive, so if you work that into the mix, he's got about 12 seconds in hand. What he doesn't want to do is give too much of that away in the form of his own penalties. Onwards. Now again, the horse is working well. Speed box. Oh, he's come tight. He's come too tight. 4 seconds to add. He dragged the cone through the turn with him. And there's another 4. Now he's giving up time here. To Bram. I don't know that he can. Well, we'll see. They now both have had the 8 penalty score. He cannot afford another one. And remember, he only had 4 seconds advantage over Bram on the opening drive. He's going to need to be perfect to the finish. 3:37.25, the corrected time. He needs to cross the line faster than 3:29. It'll be awfully tight because he's only got about 15 or so seconds to get round to the finish. 2 more gates left. First to the up and over. He's about set to climb Geneva's version of the Alps. Down he comes. And now towards home. It's going to be awfully tight. He's got to beat 3:29. He can't quite beat it. 3:31 becomes 3:31 was his time, so it becomes 3:39.15, 1:54.55. His time round that course was about just under 6 seconds behind Bram, and that was enough to flip the order. 39 versus 3:37. Bram Chardon moves ahead of Kusteronde and therefore stays in the lead. And this was perhaps the most costly moment of them all, because that was a clear fall. There was no misjudging it. Of course, he had that knock in the obstacles as well. Jerome Vutaz was certainly not fazed by being the first to go, the world number 3. Switzerland's home hero here in Geneva. Time for a moment, isn't he? Just soaking up the atmosphere, getting the horses comfortable. You can see the concentration on the face, and then suddenly we up the gears. It's a very quick upshift, and we're into the gallop, and on we go. Jerome Vutaz, second last to go, chasing a leading time of 3:37.25, all in. A little bit like what we've seen, he can't really afford any mistakes out there tonight. His time of 169.48 only gave him around 7 seconds on Bram. Now, yes, Bram had those 2 penalties as well, so you can add 8 to 7 to get 15. That's the sort of, that's if he goes around in the same sort of speed as Bram Chardon in this drive. He's probably got about 15 seconds in hand. What he won't want to do is give any of those seconds up with penalties if he can help it. From Bassano Mara, Favri Firo, Favri 15 and Siglavi Capriola 7-4. Around there. Now he's lost 4 of those seconds to the penalty. What happens in the next few seconds could well be absolutely key to him beating Bram, because it is the second set of marathon obstacles for the final time. He's lost a lot of pace there, just dawdling their way through. That is the out, and he's out. Right, still just the 4 seconds to add. Can he get round this track? At the moment, he should still have had around about an 8 seconds advantage, but he's been faster than we've seen from the likes of Kusteronda, but I don't know that he is faster than Bram at the moment. But this crowd are willing him, are pushing him. You cannot hear yourself in this arena. He is chasing. 3:37.25. Is he there? Yes, he is. 3:36.54. He's got there by a second. Excellent work from the Swiss star to take over in the... No, there's a big round of penalties come in. Oh, ouch. Well, unfortunately, 24 penalties found their way on to his scorecard. And that has pushed him down into 5th, and Bram has moved up into 2nd. It shows you what can happen. Here we go, down to the last. What can he do? He's now facing off, I guess, against his main rival, and it's amazing how Bram has climbed his way back into this from 4th to 2nd. But the advantage is sizable. As we said at the end, it was an 18-second difference. And then Bram had 2 penalties as well, so let's see what happens. Boyd will be a little bit calculated as well, as fast as he's going to be, because it's natural. He's also going to know that it's important to stay, more important than ever, just to be clear, because he's got a huge advantage in terms of time. Of course, in the drive-off tomorrow, when the top 3 go through, it hits the reset button and it is straight race from start to finish again. It's a bit of a different kettle of fish at that point. Whereas tonight, with the carryover times, You keep your advantage built in. Round and round the merry-go-round. He's not backing off, is he? Now, time to thread the eye of the needle as fast as you can. Round to the right, sliding, drifting, skimming his way across this arena in Geneva. Step man on the back, working hard. Navigator pointing things out. This is where they earn their money. Well, that's if they were paid. He makes it look so very, very simple. They do not back off or even look at the water as they go through the splash for the final time. He is still clear as well. Not a single penalty so far. And now just 2 gates left to go. Oh, I speak too soon. There is 4. But it shouldn't make any difference. He is cruising his way towards the win here in the opening drive for the FEI Driving World Cup. The qualifying round has gone to the world number 1. What a way to land back in Geneva. Well done, Boyd. Look how good he was, slip sliding his way through the gates. Well, in the end, Graham's score with an 18-second penalty, as is being displayed on the monitor, means that not only does Boyd take the win, Kusteronda takes second, Bram Chardon in third, and Frederick Pearson in fourth. George Van Steen in fifth, and a disappointing end after a flying couple of drives for Jerome Vutaz in sixth. What a night, and of course it is just the precursor to tomorrow when the points are paid out. Who is going to come out on top here in Geneva for the FEI Driving World Cup? Can Boyd extend his advantage, or will one of the others be able to push back? It'll be a complete refresh, so I've had the experience from tonight. It'll be very, very tight, I do not doubt. And they'll all be in with a shout once we get going here. And actually, it's not even tomorrow night, it's tomorrow morning. Is that a fair way of saying it? We are, of course, straight away under starters orders here tomorrow morning at 11:30 local time. So that is Well, we're preparing for the presentation of awards here in Geneva for the opening night, the FEI Driving World Cup, presented here by the International Institute of Delancey. Won't be long before the drivers are with us, and just to confirm again, Boyd Excel, of course, we know took them in. Ronda ended up in second. Penalties coming in late on for Bram Chardon. I think there had been a few little errors out there which didn't necessarily get reflected on the initial time we saw on the screen. And then, of course, with Jerome, they suddenly found 4 more than we were expecting when he crossed the line.
Un sport plus modeste évidemment que les attelages à 4, mais plus populaire aussi, très disputé parce qu'il y a une grande concurrence, et la Suisse fait fort bien depuis longtemps avec les Ulrich, père et fils, avec Michael Barbet, souvent sur les podiums individuels, et puis cette année bien sûr avec Mario Gandolfo, Super Mario, médaillé d'or, Stéphane Ulrich, médaillé de bronze à 26-27 ans, et puis Michael Barbet, si souvent sur les podiums. Ils ont encore eu le bronze par équipe.
Beautiful arena, isn't it? One of the biggest, one of the best. And now we get set for the presentations.
Qui nous amène une partie de la délégation, suivi de l'attelage de Jérôme Vouta, qui a l'autre moitié de la délégation, et notamment Michael Barbet, avec qui il s'entraîne. Michael Barbet entraîne aussi.
Here they all come
Donc nous avons
on their return.
Stéphane Ulrich, Michael
Ronda there. As we've got the grooms driving them round. Showing off some of their medal winners. Great to see them here.
Et sur l'écran géant des images du Haras du Pin, voilà Mario Gandolfo pendant le marathon où il est remonté de la 18e à la 2e place et puis à la première finalement. Et cette belle équipe de Suisse médaillée à moins d'une faute de la France et de l'Allemagne. Voilà la maniabilité où Mario Gandolfo a encore remonté de la 2e à la 1re place avec sa jument Franche-Montagne Favela. Et vous voyez toute sa joie, on explose de bonheur. Le champagne pour lui, pour l'équipe, les supporters jurassiens, même si Mario Gandolfo vient du Val-de-Rue, mais il s'est installé au Jura. Et puis il y a les Franches-Montagnes évidemment, c'est un grand formateur de chevaux. Michael Barbet, multimédaillé individuel et par équipe, qui était dans cette équipe. Encore Mario, il y a aussi des photos de Stéphane Ulrich, qui avait 2 médailles, donc le bronze individuel, le bronze par équipe. Je vous demande, messieurs, de saluer le public qui vous acclame. Bravo les meneurs suisses, fantastique, exceptionnel. Un petit mot quand même peut-être à Super Mario, médaille d'or et de bronze. Mario, c'est des souvenirs inoubliables.
Oui, c'est clair, on travaille dur pour ça, tous les jours avec nos chevaux, on aime ça, on fait de l'élevage, les chevaux qui sont nés chez nous, on va les amener sur les plus hautes marches du podium international, c'est une grande fierté pour nous. Et merci au CHI de Genève de nous mettre en valeur aujourd'hui.
Éleveurs, meneurs, agriculteurs, dentistes équins, il faut tout savoir faire, être un couteau suisse. Stéphane Ulrich, d'ailleurs, qu'est-ce qui ressemble à son père? Son père, champion du monde à 2 chevaux en 1991, ensuite champion du monde à 4 chevaux en 98 à Rome. Stéphane, c'est la tradition des médailles chez les Ulrich. L'année passée, médaille d'argent, la bronze et bronze. Alles ist toll. Französisch oder Deutsch?
En français, ça devrait aller normalement.
Très bien, il m'a même écrit des SMS en français. Alors Stéphane, dis-nous comment c'était.
C'était très bien pour nous, on était heureux un peu. Les autres, ils étaient meilleurs en principe, mais ils avaient fait des fautes. On a bien travaillé, on n'a pas fait des fautes. Alors, or et double bronze pour moi. Et or pour Mario, on était super contents avec une bonne équipe.
Et même l'équipe a moins d'une faute de la médaille d'or. Michael, tu en as fait des exploits en individuel par équipe, c'est une longue aventure, une belle aventure. C'est que du bonheur finalement, mais beaucoup de sacrifices.
Oui, c'est sûr, énormément de sacrifices pour nos familles, pour voilà, le temps libre qui est uniquement autour des chevaux. Mais voilà, une grande chance quand ça paye, et d'avoir la chance d'avoir 2 collègues comme ça dans l'équipe cette année, avec un super chef d'équipe aussi, tout était que du bonheur.
Eh bien, le super chef d'équipe, Marco Briner, il est aussi vétérinaire traitant au concours de Genève. C'est aussi un couteau suisse, vous êtes tous des couteaux suisses. C'est beaucoup d'émotions aussi.
Oui, ça fait plusieurs années qu'on était juste au pied du podium. Maintenant, cette année, tout était aligné de ramener 4 médailles, 2 en individuel et 1 par équipe. C'est juste fantastique.
Bravo à vous 4, bravo l'équipe de Suisse à un cheval. Un tonnerre d'applaudissements.
Oh, the congratulations here to these medal winners, these Swiss stars from, as my colleague has just reminded me, thank you Sarah, from Le Pin in September, where she was for the World Singles Champs, medal winners for Switzerland. Well done to all of them.
Allez, merci à eux. Et maintenant, place à la cérémonie de remise des prix de cette épreuve présentée par l'Institut international de Nancy, l'épreuve d'ouverture de l'étape de la Coupe du Monde de Genève.
Well, now I think we're getting ready. So welcome back.
Le rideau s'ouvre sur les meilleurs meneurs de cette épreuve d'ouverture de la FEI
Well, here he comes on the night of the qualifier. Will it be the same tomorrow? We will see. But tonight is Boyd's night. He's brought his friend with him. Prize giving ceremony ahead of us.
Partenaire de choix du CHI de Genève depuis 10 ans, l'Institut international de Lancy qui fête ses 120 ans d'existence. Et mesdames, messieurs, vous êtes donc toutes et tous invités à vous lever pour célébrer cette belle victoire de Boyd Excel avec l'hymne de l'Australie.
I think tomorrow it will be a much closer battle, but tonight it is Australia's night.
Encore une grande victoire à Palexpo ce soir, le maître Boyd Excel qui avait misé sur Banjko, Barney, Catchdy, Duchess.
What a team of horses, and I'm talking about the four in front before I even worry about the man sat on the back, because it is about the horses in this sport. The drivers have that immense relationship, that complete connection with the Banyot, Barney, Katie did Duchess and Mad Max. They understand what he needs and they work with him every single stride.
Ils sont aussi dans la belle réussite du manœuvre australien avec ses 10 finales de Coupe du Monde et ses 7 médailles d'or en individuel au championnat du monde et notamment cette année. Albon Poudré aussi et Mathieu Morel pour le comité d'organisation du concours international de Genève. Allez, on l'applaudit encore une fois, bien fort s'il vous plaît, Boyd Excel. Deuxième place à l'occasion de cette épreuve présentée par l'Institut international de Lancy. 6 fois en or par équipe au championnat du monde, 6 fois en or par équipe au championnat d'Europe pour les Pays-Bas, Koosland. Le meneur qui avait choisi d'emmener avec lui à Genève-Zenta Freddy, Favori Allegra et Tibet. Et puis la troisième place encore pour les Pays-Bas, le triple tenant du titre de ces dernières années de l'étape de la Coupe du Monde. Vous l'applaudissez, lui aussi troisième pour les Pays-Bas, Bram Schaon.
Giving Koosland well done in third to Bram. I mean, tonight has certainly shown. I do think Bram will come out fighting. It's a shame the additional penalties got found. I mean, you make mistakes, you get the penalties, that's the problem. But there is more to come tomorrow, no doubt about it.
Les félicitations de l'ensemble des personnes présentes, Madame Monique Rouanet, directrice générale de l'Institut international de Lancy, Monsieur Albon Poudré, directeur sportif de cette 63e édition du CHI.
And as much as we see too in the arena,
de Sophie Mathieu Morel. Et puis un joli clin d'œil aussi qui vient nous faire part
with them, it's a whole team out the back, the team home, everybody who is involved.
98e victoire, un tonnerre de bruit aussi pour les chevaux du meneur australien Boyd Excel. maintenant, bien sûr, vous l'attendez avec impatience. Le premier tour d'honneur de l'attelage cette année en est par le vainqueur. Sous vos applaudissements, faites du bruit, Genève.
Well, they're going to head off. Well done. Let's look forward to tomorrow. Let's look forward to you as well being with us tomorrow. I hope you can be. We are lights out and away you go at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow morning here on FEI TV for the FEI Driving World Cup, the round for Geneva. It will be the points that are given out for the fifth leg here at CHI de Genève. Tonight in the qualifier, it has gone the way of the world number one, Boyd Excel. Thank you for tuning in and joining us, and I hope that you'll be with us live on FEI TV again tomorrow.
épreuve sur 1m55 du grand score et de la vitesse, une épreuve au barème au chronomètre à 21h40. La soirée ne fait que commencer.